Hey, one of the surprising parts is unfortunately, oops, let me get rid of that. One of the unfortunate parts is basically, um, why is that happening? Sorry, I don't know. I don't think you can see me now. What the heck is going on? Oh, here it is. Okay, sorry. Oh boy, sorry. It's just going all over the place. I apologize for that. Anyways, today I'm just going to talk about the fact is Formula One on Sunday. I actually was talking about the results about the Grand Prix, and then I actually decided to show a little video clip from it from the YouTube basically. And unfortunately, one of the problems was it didn't allow me. It blocked it. I mean, one of the things is basically this. The results were this basically, like Max Verstappen won. I'm going to come out straight for it. Make it easier for you guys. Max Verstappen won. Lewis Hamilton came in second. Russell came in third. Perez came in fourth. Now, thinking about it this way, those were pretty impressive to the point where Max was like already in pole position. The thing is, Sainz and Lando Norris hold 2-3. Hamilton was 4. Hamilton overtook Lando, came into the third spot. Lando pretty much was almost out practically because he hit Hamilton, did some damage to his own vehicle. Fortunately, he didn't do it. I mean, it was surprising he didn't do damage to Hamilton's vehicle, but because of that, Lando, as a result, fell all the way down to 17th place, or sorry, 16th or 17th place. I can't remember. I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, in any case, and from that, then you had essentially, in this case, Sainz, who was in second, falling all the way down to basically number 5 as a result. And then the other aspect is looking back, you saw George Russell, who was not even the top 10, get into third place basically, which was really impressive. And then Perez as well too was way below that as well too, and not even the top 10 of pole position, also finishing number 4. So let's not take anything away from Perez. It seems like he's a really capable and really good driver. When Hamilton was like in third place again, and like he was able to overtake, what's his name? Sorry, I'm just all over the place. Lance Stroll. He was able to overtake Stroll when Stroll was in second and Hamilton was in third. Stroll, it's more. The question is Stroll good enough? It's hard to determine basically. One of the things that you should realize though is, it had it been Alonso instead of Stroll, chances are Hamilton would be finishing third and Stroll would be number 2 at this point, because Alonso would be number 2 and Hamilton would be number 3. There's no way Hamilton would be able to overtake Alonso like that. Alonso is a very capable driver, and I think he would have been able to hold off. I mean, if you start from last year or 2 years ago, how Alonso battled out Wilt Hamilton at the time when Hamilton when Alonso was with Alpine / Renault. He was able to hold back Hamilton for quite a while. In this situation, I think he could have done it with his car. The thing is, Stroll, I think because of the inexperience, he was not able to. I mean, he had the capabilities and the brashness to overtake him, overtake Hamilton, but at the same time, it's one of those things where it looks like he didn't work out in this situation. Sainz, it's unfortunate. The fact is like he fell in 5th place. I felt like he should have, finished in the top 3 for sure. But the fact is like Ferrari has issues. You could see in Leclerc, who knows what's going to happen with Leclerc. Esteban Ocon finishing up in 8th. It's pretty impressive. But reality is, him and Hulk or Nico Hulkenberg, relatively 6 and 7. I figured, maybe, Ocon could, beat out Stroll, but he didn't. And then Hulkenberg with Haas, they're never going to finish in the top 10. It's going to be hard to do for them. Haas doesn't have that great of a engine or car for that matter to maintain the top 10, but at least they can be hovering around that range, probably finish in the 10th or 9th at least for sure, but definitely not in the top 5 or 6 for sure, for that matter. Fernando Alonso, when he finished and started out, he was in 8th place, so he stuck around in that area basically. He went up by 1 basically, but it kind of sucks for him at that point. I wish he didn't happen for him there in that situation, but it came to be at that point. Yes, and Lando Norris, of course, finished number 17th, as I see here now. And then the other aspect is Piastri, where he started off, was impressive, and then of course he dropped considerably at that point as well too, to 13th. And Gasly still staying the same. But then Zhao basically was impressive to the point where like Zhao was not even the top 10, but he got into number 9 at that point. So that was a little bit of strategy on the part of Alfa Romeo for him to finish off in that nature. But one of the big things is, of course, if you look total wise, Red Bull, Max Verstappen, it's pretty much almost all given on this situation that I think Max is going to pretty much be repeating as world champion. It looks like Red Bull is going to repeat as the constructor title as well too. The one thing that was a little bit of a change was between Mercedes and Aston Martin. As you see, Aston Martin was above Mercedes, and if Aston Martin had finished ahead as usual, which should have happened, they would be ahead of Mercedes. But in this case, the fact that both Stroll and Alonso fell back so far back, and the fact that Mercedes was able to finish 2 and 3, they were able to take and get the number 2 spot. So that's going to be a battle between Mercedes and Aston Martin, the number 2 and 3 spot. That's what it's going to come down to. Ferrari's not going to even come close to battling him out, basically, because the way Leclerc's been driving, unfortunately, and the way their engines and cars, I think they're still ironing out issues on all that stuff. So don't look for Ferrari to get to the number 3 spot. If anything, they'll probably have the 4th spot locked in place. 5th spot, look for Alpine, McLaren. It might be a case where like Alpine might just run away with it at the 5th spot. So it's probably going to be the 6th spot, which is going to be between McLaren, Haas, and Alfa Romeo. Look for those 3 to like battle it out for the number 6 spot, basically, in the overall. As far as the total racers, it's going to come down to Max and Sergio, basically. And Checo is probably going to finish number 2, as I said, because Max is going to just blow it away based on the car he's driving and the way he's driving in his car. And I don't think anyone's going to be able to beat Checo at that point as well, too. For the number 3 spot, I mean, it looks like maybe Hamilton has a shot of getting and coming close and beating out Alonso at that point as well too, unless somehow, some way, Checo and Max don't finish any of the races for the next 4 races. Look for Hamilton to go and look for the number 3 spot to be the most interesting battle, basically, for the world for the overall race drivers championship. But with that, I'll also show you the fact is like if you say from here, basically, this is my video, and basically from here, it was at this spot. I would say, let me go to theater mode for a second. As you see there, oops, not theater mode, actually, full screen I should do. Let me just do full screen once it goes there. As you see here, and then from here, I think it was, from this spot, basically, when I was like highlighting stuff, this is where basically YouTube says like, nope, you can't do that, you're copyrighted material, so we're going to block it. Even though I'm in the other section, they said it's copyrighted, so they basically blocked that video, unfortunately. And it had a little bit of in-depth coverage and all that stuff, unfortunately. So with that, I'll have to leave it at that, unfortunately, from that perspective, sadly. So it's with heavy heart that you're going to get this, and it's going to be quick at this point. Granted, it's 8 minutes, but I don't know if anyone's seeing this. But if you like my video, like my content, you're welcome to comment in the comment section once this live goes away and becomes static. As well as the fact is, like, if you haven't subscribed, I ask that you do subscribe if you do like the content and video. I wish I could talk in more depth with this, but about the race. But I actually have to create another video specifically talking about the NBA finals from yesterday. And honestly, the other factor is, I will say this is, if you'd like to see Hamilton come in and overtake and win his 8th title, but I don't think that's going to happen, unfortunately. I think that was that year that he had where basically Verstappen was given the title. It wasn't, he didn't steal it, he was given the title. I think Hamilton's going to have an issue getting that title again. And like, I don't think Alonso is going to be around after, not this year, but next year. He's definitely not going to be around. So the real question is, Papa Stroll's going to have to think long and hard. Does he want Lance Stroll to be around as a driver? I mean, he's been, wherever he's been at, that's why pretty much Lance Stroll has been a staple in that, where he's guaranteed a spot. And I think that might be hurting the team at that point as well, too. Can Stroll, Lawrence Stroll, basically get another high-profile driver like a Norris, like a Hamilton? I mean, not a Norris, like a Hamilton, or maybe even Bottas. I mean, because we saw how Bottas did with under a Mercedes. he might be able to do really well under Aston Martin at this point as well too. Because let's be honest, there's no way Alonso's going to do this for another 2 more years. And the question is, Lawrence Stroll and the Aston Martin is going to have to look at Lance Stroll. If he doesn't finish in the top 5 or top 6 for sure this year in the totals, you're going to have problems with Aston Martin, where they're not going to even compete for the championships at that point. But with that, I'll leave it at that. Again, I don't see any chats or lives, unfortunately, in this situation. I kind of try to keep them as quick as possible, under 15 minutes. So with that, I'll leave it at that. Again, once the live becomes permanent, you're welcome to leave comments. I do read my comments, and I do respond to them when they warrant a response, and I also get notified about them as well too. And the other aspect is again, if you like my content, like my videos, like my channel, please leave a like or dislike button, depending what it is, and I'll know. And also, again, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I wish, and also at the same time, if you don't like my videos but still watch them, I also ask if you subscribe if you're not a subscriber. But with that, I'll leave it at that. In this case, unfiltered and unrehearsed for sure. More of unedited and unrehearsed. There was a little bit of editing, as you saw here, basically. Not editing. Sorry, it's been a long day. You have seen a lot of filters or background filters or such, but it's more of a case where I'm not going to have full background, so it's unfiltered, unedited, and unrehearsed. I'm just going to leave it at that. Sorry about this. It's just been a very long day.